Hello everyone, thank you guys for joining me today. We're gonna go ahead and go through some bird effigies, but first we can look at a few axe heads. These axe heads have little profiles of humans on them, and I've got a bunch of them, and I'm gonna show you a couple arrowheads too, because this is what we know in North America. We don't know much about the art that was created by indigenous people. I want to kind of share some of that with you, but to get your attention, I'm going to show you these little hand axes. So you can see how they fit in the hand there. And they also have small little portraits of people on them. This one is very textured, so believe it or not, there are images and carvings inside here for eyes. You may be able to see some of them. But let's go ahead and take a look at some spear points. So this is a very awesome crystal spear point. And we have a granite one as well. And the rifling, you see how this dip is over here and the dip is on the other one here to the right? So they are dulled. This one's dulled. This one's still sharp, but it's not a actual weapon. It's a ceremonial piece. So it is also representing a bird head. That big crystal circle inclusion there is representing the eye for a giant beak over here of a big bird head. And you can see this clay pack that's put on top of here. We're gonna see that again here in a moment. Here's a really neat bird effigy. Also, you know, a lot of these may have been old tools, hatchets or axes, but this one, as you can see, is just a full bird. And we'll go ahead and dip the eye away. He's got a little thumb slot there. You see that little bump? You can put your thumb inside there and make him fly. Very beautiful. Here we have some very small ones. Of course, we see the raven head here. A lot of us know these ones. Little cardinal head here. And this is just interpretation. You may be seeing something different. But the orange color here, and other people I've shown this to a lot of other people, and they've said, yep, it looks like a little cardinal head, doesn't it? Yep, it sure does. And even more abstract, I believe this is a duck head. But the little raven head here is very popular, very cool. It's actually my avatar for my shorts channel, which is kind of like a backup channel just in case anything happens to the main. Before we get into the more high level birds, let's go ahead and take a look at these crystal ones. And I'll move you over here so you can see a few more of them. So we were able to bring a lot of artifacts here to Texas with us. That's where I relocated to. And unless we're in the sun, we're not going to really be able to see these, but this is a white crystal, and the clay pack and adornments on this side, you can see how the beak is red. I'm not seeing it super well in this shade, unfortunately, but a lot of these crystal artifacts have these clay packs on side. So it's all white crystal, lots of images on all sides, but the clay pack is showing probably the most defined bird with a little circle there for the eye. We can try to move him. Yeah. I'll bring these out in the sun so that we can see them later. But you guys can see some of the other ones here in the back, bird heads and full birds. I'll go ahead and give you a quick look at what we were able to bring with us. It's amazing how many I was actually able to bring. So we have several artifacts here. And our collection, our main collection, is still intact, and the research is still going to be continuing. So never fear. We have just about everything. Here's a great spear point and a couple other spear points here. Kind of have them set up semi in a order. The squirrel girl archetypes, the giant duck heads, different styles of duck head, and lots of the other effigies that you kind of already know. Here's the Birdman one, of course. You can see the profile right here on the top. It's a beautiful one, very defined one. This one, I don't think I've shown too much, but it almost looks like a Aztec or South American version. So look closely there. It's a left side profile. You can see the carvings for the eye there. So the carving for the eye is right there, that circle. Nose poking out, and then a little indentation for the lips. So we have a few to go through. Let's go ahead and take a look at just a few. I'll show you these ones as well. The pottery is over here. These are all pottery pieces in that section. You may be able to start to spot the frog here. Imagine that as a frog looking away from us. It's very neat. So finally, let's go ahead and take a look at a few of these duck heads. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in and get our focus correct so that we can see this one. Of course, the beak's on the right-hand side, and you see the little diamond there shaped for the eye. So it's just a duck head. We've got lots of little duck heads here to show you. Here we have a painted sandstone one. This is painted red and recently washed. And so we look for the recessed beak. It's kind of a style. There we go. Different distances help as well. So I'll try to pull it away and move it closer, but really pulling your phone away and bringing it closer helps as well. Or if you're watching on your TV, you can just step away and step back forward. Here we'll look at a little bird effigy, and I'm going to show you another one that's harder to see. So on this one and on this one here, let's go ahead and get them correct. Here we are. So it's a bird in many different ways, but depending on how you look at it as well. This one is one of my favorites though, because it is a polished piece of pink crystal. And that's the beak. You can see how the beak is not polished, kind of raw, and then the rest of it's all pecked out with its round head and its little tiny eye. That's the amount of detail that we're looking at there. You may be able to see the bottom of the wing. See that? See how that comes around? Really neat. And I've got a lot to show you. Yeah, always very overwhelmed whenever I show you guys these artifacts, but I just wanted to kind of update you and let you know that we have the collection. We are relocated safely, and there's a whole lot more to come. So if you're not subscribed to the main channel, make sure you do that. It's not for profit. It is simply for awareness. So thank you guys, and have a wonderful day. Appreciate you.